Welcome to the future of biology. Today we are delving into ESM3, which is EvolutionaryScale Model 3, simulating 500 million years of evolution with a language model. We have a new large language model which is trained on the code of life. So ESM3, EvolutionaryScale Model 3, it is an AI for the life sciences. It's a language model which is trained on the code of life across the entire biodiversity of Earth. It's a prototype to create new proteins. ESM3 makes biology programmable. It simultaneously reasons over three things. First is the sequence of protein, then the actual 3D structure, and third, the actual function. For example, hemoglobin. It's a tool for scientists to imagine protein to carbon dioxide, and you can see this is the structure, this is the sequence, this is the function. This is a prototype carbonic anhydrase. Enzymes that break down plastic. We can have the structure, the sequence, and the function. Creating new medicines for the medical domain, new antibodies, and everything. Let's dive into the concept. So, ESM3, more than 3.5 billion years ago, life on Earth emerged from chemical reactions. Nature invented the RNA, protein, and DNA, which is the core molecules of life, and created the ribosome, molecular factory that builds protein from instructions in the genome. So this is the ribosome which is responsible for creation of the proteins. The normal structure of a protein, the basic structure of a protein, is the primary structure, which are the series and lines connections of amino acids. So till now we have discovered and there are 20 amino acids. So the primary structure of protein is the sequence and layers of this amino acids. The secondary structure is the bonding between the amino acids. So for example, alpha helix or the beta pleated sheets. Tertiary structure is the 3D shape from side interactions between different secondary structures, and the quaternary are the actual proteins. Now the proteins are wonderful dynamic molecules, from molecular engines that power motion to photosynthetic machine that capture light and convert it to energy, scaffolding that builds the internal skeleton of cells, complex sensors that build with the environment, and so many different things. When we talk about the achievements, this is a new company, the ESM3 model. It's a frontier language model for the life sciences that advances the ability to program and create the code of life. The ESM3 is the first generative model for biology that simultaneously reasons over the sequence, the structure, and the function of protein. ESM3 is trained across the natural diversity of Earth, billions of proteins from the Amazon rainforest to the depth of the ocean, extreme environments like hydrothermal vents, and the microbes in a healthful soil. Today, trained on one of the highest throughput GPUs clusters in the world, ESM3 is a frontier generative model for biology, created at the leading edge of parameters. It is trained on 10 to the power 24 flops and 98 billion parameters. And coming up with something like this without the training would be, generating one protein by chance would amount to this many astronomical number of sequences and structures. So 20 to the power 229 and 4096 to the power 229. So this is the exact number, which is possibly more than the number of atoms in the visible universe. So these many different sequences and structures are possible because this is a 3D structure. Now, whatever proteins that we have discovered, we know the sequence, we know the structure, and we know the function. So we have trained the language model on those available structures, sequence, and functions. Now we have hidden one or two layers of amino acids and used our model to predict that amino acids. Now if you go forward and look at the website, so we have ESM3 Frontier for the Life Sciences. Biology is fundamentally programmable. Every living being shares the same genetic code across the same 20 amino acids, life's alphabet. ESM3 understands all of the biological data, translates it, and speaks it fluently as a generative tool. So we are creating proteins beyond nature. So one particular example that this website and technology has put forward is that fluorescent proteins are beautiful in our complexity. They are responsible for the vibrant color in jellyfish and corals and become a powerful tool in biology. So using ESM3, they were able to design ESM3, which is a green fluorescent protein, and this is generated by the chain of thought prompting. ESM3 is a vast evolutionary departure from the natural fluorescence protein, and it would take nature about 500 million years to evolve this protein. This model was able to predict the sequence structure and function of the vibrant colors and fluorescent proteins that we see in nature. And even for nature, it would have taken about 500 million years to evolve this protein. So as you have seen, it can reason over the three things: the sequence, structure, and function. Users, we input a mix of sequence, structure, and function data simultaneously, and we prompt ESM3 to explore a vast space of possibilities. Now we have seen that this is a pretty good tool for scientists who are trying to create or imagine proteins to capture carbon. We have another example where we have PETase, which is an enzyme that breaks down plastic. We can see that this is a sequence. So this sequence, when we have, this is basically the amino acids, so MLA. So these are different amino acids. We can denote it with a single letter or three letters. All these amino acids are here. So these are the amino acids. For example, we can denote glycine with a GLY or G, alanine with an Ella or A. So this is where we are defining this sequence, and when we define the sequence, this is the function and this is a 3D structure that we see. Another function would be the discovery of new medicines, different antibodies. We can see the sequence here, and this is the amino acids. We can see the flat-like structures. These are the secondary structures of the beta pleated sheets, and whenever we see that the alpha helix-like structure, so that's the alpha helix, that's the secondary structure. Now again, if we revise, so the primary structure is the sequence of amino acids that we have here. The secondary is the alpha helix and the beta pleated sheets, and the interaction between them is a 3D structure, which is the tertiary structure, and so many tertiary structures coming together and forming this entire protein is the quaternary structure. Okay, this is a model trained on across all evolutions. We have 1 trillion, we're talking about 1 trillion teraflops of computing power. We're talking about 2.78 billion natural protein samples from various organisms and biomes. We're talking about 771 billion unique tokens of training data. 98 billion parameters is the largest evolutionary scale model. We have 3 models, and these are the small, medium, and large, available through the APIs. ESM3 small, open is a small but competent and safe models. Okay, so we can access this through the APIs. We have the open models on GitHub, the small model as well. This will be integrated in AWS and NVIDIA. Of course, none of these two are ready yet. When they are ready, I'm gonna show you. When we think the major consequence of what it could, we can see in both the extremes. We can see new developments in medicine, new frontiers in medicine being developed, antibodies, and so many other things, waste disposal, and basically every biological thing that we wonder about and we want to mass produce and cure our diseases. This is going to be a revolutionary step. On the other hand, it has the potential to create different diseases and different wars, using biology as a destructive force as well. So we need to develop responsibly, which is being highlighted by EvolutionaryScale as well. This is an open model, and where we are headed, we believe that in the future, where AI can help us understand the complex system of life at the most basic level, make new scientific discoveries that change our understanding of biology. ESM3 is a tool for scientists. Our API and model allows scientists to explore the frontiers. Okay, so ESM is the only first step on our roadmap for programming biology. We think the future will be increasingly multimodal models that learn from biological data and integrate across the scales of life, from individual molecules to cells, which will contribute to humanity's ability to understand and program biology to build a better world. Thank you. Looking forward for the next set of models. This is wonderful. We can see the fluorescent structure here. This is a rendering of ESM3, a new green fluorescent protein. This actually absorbs the blue light and emit the green light. Just ponder about it and hope for the best for the future. Thank you and have a nice day. Watch out this other video, subscribe, like, share, and I will see you in the next video.